Guys, what's up? Weirdo here. Been a minute. New hat. I really like it. Anyway, I was clearing out the content in my phone and I found that somehow I had deleted this video, so now I decided to just remake this video. And this is about my squat progression, and not over the years, in fact. Actually, just within, not even the last year, but the last few months. The last few months have been the most critical. I have hit, pretty wicked PRs, because I used to be one of those people that was really afraid to, really push myself because, I feared being injured. But, no, I'm not advocating anyone follow any of this. This is just what I've done for myself. But have you ever, and I'm pretty sure most of you have, but have you ever hit a squat that, you come down and then you're at parallel and then you're coming back up and you're scared to death because you really don't think you can come back up, and then somehow you really force your way back up with proper form, by the way, don't be stupid, but you come back up and then you re-rack it not knowing how the hell you did it? Well, guess what? That's what I've been doing. The difference is I go back down for another, and then somehow I force myself on another and another and another, and that is what I have been doing. I've really been pushing my squat so hard because I know that with my squat going up, everything else will go up too. So I've really been focusing hard on my squat, and my form has changed dramatically. My biomechanical structure, at first I didn't think that I could make up my mind about, my foot stance, how tight my shoulders should be, because my back and my shoulders would always hurt from squatting with my, with that tight upper shelf for the bar to be on. But I always feared all of these instances, and at the same time, I used to listen a lot to, people's criticisms about how it looked on me, and I don't know why I ever did that, guys, because 2 years ago, my best squat at the time, ATG, Astagrass, was 345. And, I always pause, so that doesn't really matter. I don't really have to mention that, but it was an ATG 345, and I barely came back up. I recently hit that for a triple. Only the first rep was a pause, but I recently hit it for a triple, and even the last rep, it looked better than that single I did those 2 years ago. That was my volume PR, wicked volume PR. And then I recently hit 315 for 10, although my camera stopped at 6, which kind of pissed me off, but I do have that. And then there was 365 for a solid single. So we have rep PRs, and we have a solid 1 rep max, and I swear I could have gone up to 375. I don't know why I did. I think I was just saving more room in the tank for a future PR, but honestly, guys, when it feels good, go for it. There's no reason to hold back. If you're not injured, and if you're feeling good, and, the last set, was great, then just go for it. I don't advocate anyone follow my advice. I know I've said that, but I just need to make sure that no one's taking what I'm doing and trying to apply it to themselves, because everybody's program is different, everybody's after different things. But with that, squatting more often, that is one super awesome thing. I squat 3 to 4 times a week. But changing it up and making sure that it feels right for you. My foot stance, it's so wide. It looks like I'm trying to sumo deadlift. And I do that too, obviously. But it looks like I'm trying to sumo deadlift. That's how wide my foot stance is. And my feet are not perfectly straight forward like they tell you that they have to be, because my feet ended up going like this as I descended in the squat to begin with, when my foot stance was more narrow, close together. Now, this is what my feet look like when I squat. It's kind of the same thing when I deadlift. My feet are like a flat 180 line. That's what they look like. And at, I think I was 160 pounds when I pulled 550s, so a lot of people would listen to me about things like that, especially if they're pulling less, and they weigh more than me. But I have simply done what feels right for my body, and the whole knees coming out past the toes thing, it's absurd. Like, all these stupid criticisms of bro science, if you've seen those stupid gym videos, but bro science, like don't listen to it. Go with what's feeling right. Go, just tangle with it, mess with it, see what feels good. And the wider my stance got and the tighter my back got, the more load I could move with better form even. I used to have a sternum cave, you know, my chest would try to come forward, but now I stay quite upright quite nicely. So, yeah, I mean, my squat progression has come from stop listening to other people and from just, you know, playing with the water and, you know, seeing where it goes. So, yeah, it was terrifying to get into what I call scary volume, which is what I described earlier when you struggle on that single and then you go for another and another. But it'll push you. So my squat progression has been quite wicked, and that's because I got tired of, you know, being complacent and playing it safe. So guys, do what works for you, and I will be making a deadlift and a bench video as well. Even though I don't really care for bench that much, it still has to be done because it is part of the big three, and I consider myself a power lifter. So,
and here is my 345 triple, which I was absolutely scared to death to do, but sometimes you just gotta try and rep out what used to be 1 rep maxes just so that you can work up to a new 1 rep max. And this wasn't exactly planned, but at the same time I wanted to go for something scary, something terrifying to really push me into a corner so that I could push back out of it. So yeah, this 345 triple was actually, it felt amazing. Scary, but amazing. Totally worth it, and keep pushing yourselves, guys. That's the only way you're going to keep growing. And here is my 365 PR that I hit fairly recently, I suppose, but it felt so good. Like, I honestly was just looking for a solid, you know, smooth single here, but it felt so good. I semi-regret not going up to 375, but again, there's more desired in the tank, so stay tuned for that, and I appreciate you guys watching. And last but not least, probably one of the bigger PRs that really had me on fire with joy, but 315 volume. I was able to hit 10 reps. You know, some reps probably get a little bit sloppy, but, you know, volume is a mofo, especially, but I refer to it as scary volume. And this was 315 for 10, but unfortunately my phone stopped recording at 6 reps for some BS reason. So you don't have to take my word for it, but I'll re-upload 315 for 10 reps soon. But yeah, this was a PR that I had wanted for a very long time, because 315 for a lot of reps at my body weight, it's just substantial. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.